All right, folks, let's get to it. I got to say that yesterday was a very, very sad day in that we got the tragic news of the death of Queen Elizabeth after being on the throne for 70 years in England. That is undoubtedly bad news because I think she was pretty much the glue that was holding everything together, really from exploding the way I think it will explode now that King Charles is king. This one is crazy, folks, but as you know, King Charles is a huge proponent of the Great Reset. He's a big proponent of the World Economic Forum, and he is undoubtedly a proponent of everything in the name of Let's Go Green. Now, the video that I'm about to show you is one that will very much well predict what is coming. It relates to what the Bible predicts what is coming. And undoubtedly, what you're going to see here will be a reminder of what you already know because I've played this video a bunch of times, but put this into perspective. Now that Prince Charles is King Charles, he's the head of the Church of England, right? That's kind of a scary thought, but let's put that aside for a second, and let's look at what Prince Charles says, or now King Charles says, is necessary in order to defeat the problem of climate change. Now, this is scary because what he says is almost a perfect description of what we know will take place in Revelation chapter 13. Let's take a listen to what he has to say.
Genuinely renewable and sustainable. So, ladies and gentlemen, my plea today is for countries to come together to create the environment that enables every sector of industry to take the action required.
So what he's basically telling us here, folks, is he is telling us, he is begging all countries to come together and to utilize all of its sources in the private and public sector to come up with a single globalized plan. We are talking about a one world government here. Now, we haven't stopped yet. Let's continue on because he's about to get much more descriptive about this one world government. Take a listen.
We know this will take trillions, not billions.
Which, by the way, trillions, not billions of dollars, that's code word for not enough cash in the world is going to be able to fix this problem. I want you to understand that, okay? Listen to what else he says here.
Dollars. We also know that countries, many of whom are burdened by growing levels of debt, simply cannot afford to go green.
Okay. Countries burdened by debt simply cannot afford to go green. Can you name a single country that is not completely burdened by debt, including what are some of the greatest countries in the world, like the United States of America? What he's basically saying is no country with the debt it has can solve this problem. He's sort of prepping us for what he's about to say next. Here we go. Very interesting.
Here we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector.
Vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector, which basically means this. We need to use companies like Apple and Coca-Cola and all the other private companies that are out there to enforce, to be the enforcers of our policy, our totalitarian policy, to accomplish the goal that we want to accomplish. This is King Charles, folks. Look, this is crazy. What you're seeing here is unbelievable because it is a depiction of what we know is coming in Revelation chapter 13. Listen to what he continues to say.
With trillions at his disposal.
Trillions at his disposal. Who's his disposal? Who is he? His is the Antichrist. That's what he's talking about. Trillions at his disposal.
Far beyond global GDP and, with the greatest respect, beyond even the governments of the world's leaders.
Folks, he is saying that what it's going to take is beyond the total GDP of all of the world. Every country's GDP will not be enough to do that, which basically means we got to get rid of cash. That's what he's saying. We got to go cashless. The other thing that he's saying is that there is no government that is out there that will be able to take care of it. It is beyond the capacity of any known government, which means we need to all combine, and it needs to be a one world government. By the way, at first they're going to think that they can do it with 10 nations. And when they realize they can't do it with 10 nations, you know what they're going to do? They're going to give it to the guy who's at his disposal are the trillions of dollars, folks. That's what's going on. And look what he says at the end of this.
It offers the only real prospect of achieving fundamental economic transition.
only real prospect to achieve fundamental economic transition. The code word for fundamental economic transition, what is it? Guys, he's talking about a one world economy with a cashless society. Folks, Jesus is coming soon, and things are happening way faster than we ever thought possible. And your mind is going to be blown as we continue on over the next few months and into the years. If the Lord does not come back sooner than that, folks, we're going to be blown away because we're watching the whole infrastructure come together. This is a big one, folks. And I waited roughly about 24 hours to do this video because I wanted it all to sink in. I wanted you guys to look at all the news that's going around and understand that this is where we're going. Folks, Jesus is coming soon. Let's never forget that. God bless you.